If you're thinking about buying your first home in Southcoast Massachusetts, there's one question that almost always comes up. Should we wait? Wait for rates to drop? Wait for prices to fall? Wait for the market to calm down? Wait until things feel more certain? And that hesitation makes sense. Buying your first home is a big financial decision. Nobody wants to feel like they bought at the peak. Nobody wants to overpay. Nobody wants to regret it 6 months later. Waiting feels safe. It feels cautious. It feels responsible. It feels like the smart move. But here's the part most first-time homebuyers don't talk about. Waiting is also a decision. And just like buying, it comes with risk. So instead of approaching this emotionally, let's approach it strategically. Let's walk through what actually tends to happen when buyers wait, specifically here in Southcoast Massachusetts. When buyers say they're waiting, they usually mean they're betting on one of three things. Let's break them down. Scenario 1. Interest rates drop. This is the most common reason people wait. If rates fall, homes will be more affordable. And yes, when rates drop, monthly payments improve. But there's a second effect most people forget. When rates fall, more buyers jump back into the market. Buyers who paused re-enter. Buyers who are hesitant feel confident again. Investors return. And in a supply-constrained market like Southcoast Massachusetts, that creates pressure. More buyers competing for limited homes. What usually follows? More competition, stronger offers, less room to negotiate, sometimes even higher prices. So while your rate might improve, your competition often increases too. Lower rates don't automatically mean easier buying. Sometimes they mean more bidding. Scenario 2. Prices drop. The second hope is, if prices fall, I'll get a deal. But here's what typically causes prices to fall meaningfully. Economic slowdowns, job uncertainty, reduced lending, lower buyer confidence. Price declines don't usually happen in isolation. They often come with broader uncertainty. So the better question becomes, if prices fall because of the economic weakness, how secure is your income? Will banks tighten approval standards? Will lending become stricter? And here's something important about Southcoast Massachusetts. Because our region has limited supply, especially in desirable coastal areas, dramatic price collapses are historically less common than in fast expansion markets. Could we see some small corrections? Of course. But deep crashes typically require oversupply. And that's hard to create here. So if prices soften slightly but rates remain high, your monthly payment may not change much. If prices drop due to economic stress, buying may feel less secure. Waiting doesn't eliminate risk, it just shifts it. Scenario 3. The market stays relatively stable. This is actually the most common outcome in many years. Prices move modestly, rates adjust, inventory shifts seasonally, but nothing dramatic happens. Meanwhile, rents continue rising. You delay building equity. You delay building stability. You delay lifestyle goals. If you plan to stay in a home for 7 to 10 years, small short-term fluctuations matter less over time. Real estate tends to reward duration. The longer your time horizon, the less short-term timing dominates the decision. Instead of asking, what will the market do? Ask yourself 3 different questions. First, am I financially stable? Is my income secure? Do I have reserves? Is the payment comfortable, not stretched? Second, is my time horizon long enough? If you plan to stay 5 to 10 years, normal market cycles tend to smooth out. Short-term volatility becomes less significant. Third, does buying improve my life? Does it stabilize housing costs, give you more space, allow you to settle down, align with your personal goals? Because here's the truth, there is no perfect moment. There's only alignment. If you're financially stable, if you're buying with a long-term mindset, if the property is in a location with lasting demand, then waiting becomes less about strategy and more about fear. That doesn't mean rush, it means evaluate intelligently. Southcoast Massachusetts is shaped by limited supply, lifestyle-driven demand, interest rate cycles. When you understand those fundamentals, the decision becomes clear. Waiting isn't neutral, it's a strategic choice, just like buying. And like buying, it comes with trade-offs. When first-time buyers shift from trying to predict the market to evaluating their own readiness, clarity replaces anxiety, and that's when confident decisions get made.